Hello people of the internet, habari zenu, how are you doing? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Megishia. If you are new here, karibu sana, tunapenda wageni. If you are a continued subscriber, thank you so much for your support. Now, every 3rd of May, every year, inakuanga International Press Freedom Day, and this year was not an exception. Today being on 3rd of May, we are celebrating the press freedom, and the whole day, actually I'm shooting this to a late, but nikasema it's better never than late. Nikasema it's better late than never. So I was actually asking myself this question: is the press or is the media free? That we really have that freedom? Do we really have and do we really enjoy the so-called press freedom? Because you find we've been limited in so many ways. Like for instance, the developing story of Shakahola. You find that it's the journalist actually who introduced this thing. It's the journalists who discovered whatever was happening in Shakahola. But unapata government imewalimit sahi, ati hakuna journalist anafaa kuingia huko. Yet it's not like tukienda huko tutaanza kukuka our own stories and publishing them. We write facts. That is one thing I know, and that is something journalists do. We don't create our own stories. We don't write stories out of our own creativity. We write facts. In as much as if facts seem kweli, like for instance, I'd say sema mtu fulani amekuja akanitukana, and then I want to write that story. Sema amenita kama mbwa. It's not true. I'm not a dog, but nitaandika your story because it's a fact. Alinita dog. So we've been limited in so many ways. We've gone through so many challenges. There are existing challenges that journalists go through that deny us our freedom, that deny us our press freedom. Like for instance, you find so many investigative journalists wanaandikanga easy stories wakiwa on their toes because they fear for their safety, they fear for their security, those of their families. So wanaandika easy stories, and the next minute you don't find them. They might be killed. They are fearing they might be kidnapped. They are fearing they might be molested. They're getting threats. Yeah, the stories sometimes are censored. So unapata these challenges actually limit us. It's good if we are allowed to exercise our freedom. It's good if we are allowed and given the opportunity to exercise our freedom and enjoy our press freedom. Another thing or another challenge that journalists face is the public. The public is out here and creating limits for us. Like if you're a journalist, this is how you should live, this is how you should behave, this is how even the bonafide issue. Like wametuwekea some limits in life zenye wanasahau that we are also human beings. I'm a lady. Sometimes I have my hormones everywhere. Sometimes I'm moody. Sometimes I just want to be me. I want to be a girl. But then you have the public who expect me to be at 100%. Vitu zingine hata unapata wana expect from us, but hawawezi portray hizi vitu. Like you tell a journalist or you expect a journalist ajue kuishi na watu. I'm not saying kuishi na watu, kujua kuishi na watu ni vibaya. But then why is it that watu nao watakangi kujua kuishi na watu? There's so many challenges that zinafanya. Yes, we are celebrating the Press Freedom Day, but we are actually not celebrating. Actually, we are complaining. Because juzi kumekuwa na demonstrations zimekuwa zikiendelea, but the most affected people, yes, in as much as kuna watu kadhaa wenye wamekuwa affected, most affected people ni our journalists. While as like journalists are supposed to be protected in such scenarios, mahali kuna demonstrations, police hawafai kuumiza journalists. Actually wanafaa kuwa protect because they are covering these things and they need to get information from these demonstrations. But unapata wao hata ndo wengi wa hospitali. Unapata fulani aliumizwa sijui macho, mwingine aligongwa sijui wapi, mwingine ameaffectiwa na tear gas. Like, why are you attacking journalists? See, journalists wamecause these demonstrations, and if you don't want them to cover, then don't demonstrate, because we are out here looking for information, we are out here looking for news, we are out here sourcing news. Then if you don't want us to cover that story, then why are you doing it? Yeah. And so many stereotypes about journalists, like in such kind of demonstrations. Already watu wanajua ukipata journalist hapo wataandika stories zao wataandika hii story in this manner and we don't them to cover it in this manner. So the opportunity, hawapewi chances, hawapewi hata freedom ya kufanya stories vile wanafanya. If given that chance, then unapata they are censored, the stories are censored. Unapata like somebody anakuja anakuambia don't write this story in this angle, I want you to write it in this angle, and that is not freedom. Actually, you're dictating to me how I should write those stories. So we should be celebrating this day, but this year we are complaining as journalists because we've been limited, we've been denied our press freedom. Yeah. Now, thank you so much for viewing this video in as much as nimeifanya ikiwa late. Thank you so much for your continued support. Continue liking, commenting, continue sharing, and continue subscribing. And until next time in our next video, have a good one.